This is ANN News Brief.
International humanitarian group MSF, also known as Doctors Without Borders, have suspended parts of its operations in Bria, Central African Republic. The suspension comes after its office and members in the region were attacked by armed robbers over the weekend. Head of the organization's mission in the Central African Republic, Karen Roberts, says activities, mainly primary health care, will have been suspended in Bria. The MSF office has also reduced its activities on ground to protest against the kind of behavior from hoodlums against its staff. During its last interaction before returning to Bria, MSF had signed an agreement with the armed groups operating in that city to avoid this kind of attack against its workers and activities. An estimated 900,000 people are reported to be affected by floods in South Sudan. Now, the government has declared a state of emergency in flood-hit areas following weeks of heavy rain in South Sudan. President C.A.R. said the state of emergency covers 30 countries in Greater Al-Ghazal, Upper Nile, and Equatorial regions. The president has urged governments and humanitarian organizations to help people in need. The United Nations Office for Coordination for Humanitarian Affairs, OCHA, said last week severe floods had devastated large areas of the country since 3 months ago, affecting nearly 1 million people in South Sudan, submerging entire communities and forced hundreds of thousands to abandon their homes. We'll be right back.
Whether in your house, at your office, on your phone or online, we are there. We have the facts behind the headlines. We cut to the chase with the news you really need. We cover every angle. We are the bigger, better news network. We are African News Network. ANN. Watch ANN News on MITV from a truly African spirit.
Facebook says it has suspended 3 networks of Russian accounts that attempted to interfere in the domestic politics of 8 African countries and were tied to a Russian businessman accused of meddling in past U.S. elections. Facebook said on Wednesday it disconnected the Russian-linked account from its sites that were aimed at spreading disinformation in Madagascar, Central African Republic, Mozambique, Democratic Republic of Congo, Ivory Coast, Cameroon, Sudan, and Libya. Facebook's head of cybersecurity policy, Nathaniel Glacier, says each of these operations created networks of accounts to mislead others about who they were and what they were doing. Glacier says the people behind these networks attempted to conceal their identity and coordination, but investigations connected these campaigns to entities associated with a Russian financier already indicted by the U.S. Justice Department. That is the ANN News Brief. For details on these and other breaking stories, visit our website, annafrica.news. Conversation continues on our social media platforms, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at ANN Africa TV. I'm Lucy Ademi.